Hey, my Taurus babies, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is having a good weekend. I hope everybody had a good holiday. This is going to be Taurus and Virgo sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G for 2020. This is a 9-card spread. The questions that we ask in this one are different than the usual recent, past, current, and future. So the first card is going to be about this year, the summary for this year. Second card is going to be energies that are departing you and your partner for the next year. The third card is going to be what to let go of for the new year. Fourth card is going to be what's important for the new year. The fifth card will be, as it usually is, your centerpiece, your challenge, and your obstacle for the upcoming year in your partnership. The sixth card is where help will come from. The seventh, upcoming opportunities for your relationship. The eighth card, what needs to be aligned in your relationship. And lastly, what to avoid or cautions for the new year for Taurus and Virgo. I am still full from Thursday. Go figure that out. And I didn't eat a whole lot, so who knew? We're going to get this kicked off. The difference in this reading is that there will be no overall. I don't pull 2 cards for overall energy because I believe your overall energy changes from day to day, week to week, month to month. So this will just be a general overview for Taurus and Virgo for the 2020 year. A reminder that I read my cards straight up. And let me just stop here and say thank you to everyone that has liked, shared, and subscribed for my channel this year. Y'all don't know, I am humble. Every morning I wake up, I am humble. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all's energy. I ain't talking. Just off the rip, it's still a little bit of Mercury retro shade floating around. It has not gone out of shadow mode just yet. It'll be another 6 or 7 days before all of that clears up. So you might still be dropping car keys, losing car keys, dropping cell phones, losing cell phones, that kind of shit. It's not as make or break as it was at the beginning of this retrograde period. So it should be a little better, but by the end of this upcoming week, it should be gone and Mercury should be running and doing its thing. So here we go. First card, partnerships and alliances, deception and envy, fulfillment of wishes, the throat chakra, I speak, your centerpiece and your challenge card for next year, firm foundation, triumph card, wisdom, shadow, and fertility. And let's see what the little cards have for us. So partnerships and alliances is pulling the 9 of Cups, deception and envy. It's pulling the death card, fulfillment of wishes. It's pulling the Princess of Swords, throat chakra, I speak. It's pulling the 3 of Swords, firm foundation, 9 of Swords. Triumph is pulling the King of Cups. Wisdom is pulling 2 of coin. Shadow pulls the Fool. And fertility pulls the 3 of coins. So this is for Taurus and Virgo for 2020. So for the summary for this year, it is partnerships and alliances with the 9 of Cups sitting on top. So let me say this. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Eat the fish, leave the bones. Probably some gems in here for all Taurus Virgo relationships, but the whole reading is not going to resonate with everybody. So take what you need and leave what you don't. This, though, there's 2 storylines I'm getting. These are either brand new Taurus Virgo pairings or these are do-overs. So somebody you were kicking it with 2 years ago and over the summer y'all hooked up and Labor Day, whatever, y'all decided to become a couple again. For some of you, this is a long-term relationship, but there have been a lot of interruptions, people traveling, maybe your spouse was traveling, or maybe away somewhere going to school, something, but there's been separation. So this reading for 2020 is for Virgos that are Virgo to Mercury retrograde, there you go. For Taurus and Virgos that are hooking up or re-hooking up. So for the summary for this year, talking about getting back with your Taurus or your Virgo this year. This is a 9 card. So you ended whatever. You ended being single, or you ended being separated, or the traveling piece ended. And so now you're back into the swing of things, sort of, this year, of kind of getting together, getting back on track for fulfilling your wishes and your dreams. And of course, it's about the partnership and alliances. What else would it be? For departing energies for next year, this is the death card is here, is really speaking to Taurus. You've got Uranus traveling through Taurus for the next, 6.5 years. So this transformation really is about Taurus and the changes that you're making or have made. So if this is a do-over or a re-hookup, as you will, your Virgo is going to notice some changes. Virgo, you're going to notice some changes about your Taurus, and not the same, little thing you thought they were when you broke up with them or when you saw them last. This is different. And so the energy of figuring all of this out will be kind of leaving next year, and you're just going to kind of jump into the whole transformation thing. That it's new to you, Virgo. I'm going to throw that out there to you. By the time you get into February, you will figure out which way your Taurus is going and where the changes have been made. So that's why it's a departing energy. But this is probably the bigger chunk of that. So things, it's not really resonating back as somebody just ass out lying to you on some bullshit. But those of you that are getting back into a relationship, and when you broke up the first time or when you left each other the first time, there may have been a situation where you felt like one of the other of you was lying about some shit, and that's why you broke up and some other shit. You're going to see it really wasn't that. The person was changing. However, that's resonating. And that can go either way. Even though Virgo does not have Uranus in its sign, it can still be a situation where if your Virgo has been gone for any length of time, this changes. Their thinking is different. They've expanded whatever part of their thinking process. So things are different. But you will find out a lot of things that you thought were a lie or not true, not so. Even for newer pairings, if there's been some kind of shady shit going on, we're talking about the end of this year, 2019, and you felt like maybe your partner was lying or some other bullshit. No, actually trying to get their act together. So this is energy that's departing, and just lay the transformation on top. And that's kind of where you'll see this new shit next year. It's not going to be a whole lot of the same old, same old. What to let go of in the new year? You've got the fulfillment of your wishes, but what you need to let go of, a lot of you want to dwell in the past. Let's put that like that. And so there may be a tendency on occasion to bring up some old shit. This is air energy, that intellectual mind fuck type shit. I don't know, could be Taurus or Virgo, either one. However, you need to let that energy go. Whatever's happened in the past has happened in the past. If you've opened up your heart enough to let this person back into your life, let the old shit go. You don't need it the hell for. And get on with the fulfillment of your wishes. If you don't let this go, let's put that there, you won't get this. It's just that simple. You don't eat your vegetables, you ain't getting no damn dessert. It's just like that. But particularly from Taurus's standpoint, they've made a lot of changes this year. So Virgo, if you're cross-watching for your Taurus, they've made a lot of changes. If you gonna get into this whole thing about, I remember when, it ain't gonna work. Taurus, same for you. If you're gonna get into this whole thing, well, when you left me last time, you're gonna fuck up some shit. My best advice, and I just said this to my cousin not too long ago, is to drop some shit. Just let it go. It is what it is. Time will tell you, and this is, let me just throw the energy since it's in here. This is what this is about next year, taking that risk. Yeah, some shit happened in the past. Again, string wasn't tied up good enough. I fell off. I fell in the water and some other shit. Let it go. Take the risk. If you're going to do this, do this. This is for those of you in particular that are doing the do-over. Those of you in newer pairings, this is the same thing. Let some old shit go. If you've got things that trigger you into, just automatically believing, lying to me, he lying, I know he lying, let it go. Let it go. and open yourself up to the new experience that this can be for you. If you don't let go of that energy, like I said, you don't eat your beans and your peas, you ain't getting no damn dessert. It's just that simple. And that's the energy you should be letting go of. You should accept the totality of the situation. If you back in it, be back in it for what's coming. Embrace your future and let that dumb shit go. That's the energy that's coming back for that. What's important for the new year, it's the same thing, but it's a little more detailed. All of this heartache and regret and shit, and this may not necessarily be with the person that you're with. Some of you may still have that kind of hangover-y feeling. You may have broken up with somebody at the beginning of 2019 or the end of 2018. And there's still some things that just kind of smart. Anytime somebody say something to you, you ready to jump up out your skin on some dumb shit. What's important for you in the new year is to realize that your heart don't have to stay in the same place. So some of you you got your head moving in the right place, you got your body moving in the right place, but your heart's still stuck on stupid. What's important for the new year is for everything to get caught up and to let some of this anxiety about anything that's happened to you in the past, especially where it's been related to heartbreak and sorrow and dumb shit, call it what it is. What's important is that you heal from this and let it go. Speak, that's that throat chakra, damn it. Speak what you need to speak. And for some of you, this may mean that you need to go back to an ex and tell them, because you couldn't get 2 words in edgewise when you broke up. You might need to just go back and tell them they are not important this year. Whoop. Or next 2020. And you're moving on, because some of us have that. We have exes that are kind of hanging around the fringes, and they want to still come back and pop shit every once in a while. And I'll say particularly during Mercury retrograde when that kind of shit happen, and they want to just poke their head in and keep some shit up. What's important for you in the new year is to speak whatever you need to speak about your truth, and let the jealousy and the regret and all that other bullshit go. That's what's important. And if you can focus on having any kind of healing moments, but sometimes it's just about taking care of yourself. That helps heal heartache. Do it. That'll be important for you to do next year. Your centerpiece, your challenge card. It's about not worrying over every damn thing. I don't know if you're going to like me. I don't know if you're going to like my hair. When we was together last time, I wasn't looking like, hey. This is an object right here. It's about building a firm foundation. And so your challenge, your obstacle for next year is to make sure that foundation is firm without putting yourself through a whole bunch of bullshit. No pun intended. I'm just saying. There is no reason, Taurus, I'm talking to you now, for you to carry around the kind of anxiety you've been toting around for the past year and a half or so. Yeah, I know, because I'm going through it. So I'm going to just throw that out there. Somebody needs to know this. Carry your ass to bed. Go to sleep. Ain't shit going on that you need to be up. You are not the president of the United States. Let's just put that where it is. Carry your ass to bed. Go to sleep. And let some shit go. And see that you have these 3 cards in succession. And it's all air. They're all swords. Different levels of what you got going on in your head. That's the very shit that you need to let go so you can focus on building a firm foundation with your Virgo, Taurus. Where your help will come from next year will be from those that have been through some of what you're going through, or what you've been through with your Virgo or other people. Learning how to adapt. Looking at the King of Cups, hello. And just stay true to yourself. That's where your help will come from. You being true to yourself. When you get down to the nitty gritty and say, yes, I love this person, and A, I let them back, or they let me back, or B, this is a new beginning, I need to chill on that. That's what you need to do. And when you get to that point, you will see where, if you need help in dealing with something, where it will be. Because it's all about this right here. You there, done. all the shit you've been trying to manifest. And for some of you, you're going, I didn't know I was going to manifest him back into my life. Same thing for guys. I didn't know I was going to get her back. I thought that was over. Okay, but regardless, it's still a victory. And it's still about being triumphant. But it's also about finding those that have been in the same place. And if I'm saying it to you, you may not know it, but there's somebody in your existence that's been through what you're going through. And you may need to sit down and have a chat with them and figure out how they're so cool. And it's understandable. If you've had any of this kind of shit going on in your life at any point, and now you got this new thing, and I've had a couple Tauruses come up to me in the past month or so, and they just started brand new relationships, and like, I didn't know it. It's just in awe, but they still have some of this at the background. I don't know if I can fully trust this person. I don't know if I can okay, you know what? Get out your head. Just get the hell up out your head and find some folk that's been through what you've been through and talk to them. If this is new and you dragging around this other shit, find some folk that's been through what you've been through and talk to them. It's all about the victory next year. It is nothing about being your head stuck in the sand or up your ass. None of that. It is all about charging right ahead for what you want, what you have, and taking it to the next level. Upcoming opportunities will require you to use your wisdom. And let me see how I heard it explained. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing when to use it. Because you're not putting you ever had heard of a tomato pie? No, you have not. But it's a fruit. Put tomatoes in salad. Again, knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that tomato, you don't have no tomato. You don't make no tomato cakes. I'm just saying. That's the wisdom. So understanding that upcoming opportunities are going to require that you use your wisdom, not just your knowledge, but your wisdom. And don't get stuck in back and forth and back. And I don't know. You will miss opportunities being wishy-washy. Taurus, I'm talking to you now. You will miss opportunities with your partner. Example. Let's say the Virgo's like, you know what, for Valentine's Day, I want to go to the Caribbean. And your dumb ass Taurus, I'm sorry, but I gotta keep it real. Your dumb ass is like, well, I know I want to go, and then you gonna miss an opportunity. And let me just put this where it really is. That's how cracks in relationships start, because one of the other person is being fucking indecisive on some dumb shit. Use the wisdom. Use your wisdom, because probably whatever you trying to put in the balance with a trip to the Caribbean, it don't matter no way. I'm just saying, that's the kind of example. Your partner may say, let's start a business. Are you using the knowledge you have or the wisdom that you have? And it can be in the negative. Your partner may say, let's start a business. You're like, my wisdom, not just my knowledge, but my wisdom is telling me this is not the right time. But you know what? Don't come at it wishy-washy. Well, you know, maybe we can do it. If today is not the time, then you say no, we'll wait. But don't come with the maybe next year, you're gonna miss something. And I promise you, it's this kind of shit right here. It's always got something to do with being indecisive. That's when the little cracks and the fissures start showing up in your relationship. And then 6 months down, you're trying to figure out how the hell we get here. Yeah, don't be wishy-washy next year. If this was reversed, same thing. No. No. And in the same thing, I'm saying, don't be overly confident, but damn it, don't be wishy-washy. Leave room, be flexible. Whatever decisions you make, be flexible, but stand up in them. Don't come with that, well, let's try it. No, we ain't trying nothing. This is what we're doing. Stay off the scales. Put that where it is. What needs to be aligned, your risk-taking versus your fucking fears. We're going to come right back here to this. About the wisdom, not the knowledge. What you know and what you know works. That wisdom you got down in your damn feet. Align this up Your fears, what the hell are your fears? Other than some shit you happen to just be afraid of, and the only reason you're afraid of something is because you've only walked 10 steps and you ain't walked 11, and you scared of what 11. Well, hell, if you walk 10, what's wrong with going the next step and get to 11? I'm just saying. What's the problem? Get your fears in alignment with the risk you need to take. That's what you need to line up. And this is really weighing more on Taurus and less on Virgo, but the same can be said for both, and the energy can be vice versa. It's time. You've been asking for all this big shit. Don't just get that shit in alignment. As a couple, get that shit in alignment. Don't let your fears outweigh the risk that you really do need to take. Some of you do need to take that trip to the Caribbean and quit being scared. I ain't never been on no boat before. Damn that. Get on the damn boat. Take a risk for a change. And if something happens, you lose your luggage. Let's just use that as an example. That's why I never want to go on no cruise. I like losing luggage. Okay, so what? Now you've gone through that experience. That's one more thing you can say. I know how that happens. I know what happens when you lose your luggage on a cruise. But if you don't take the damn cruise, come on now. Take that risk. Align your fears versus the risk taking. Get that shit in alignment as a couple. And then if you look at this, and just going back up, trying to maintain that firm foundation, hello, that's going to require that you align your fears versus the risk that you need to take. You need to get that shit in a straight line. Huh? Get out your damn head. This will keep you from taking a risk because you done played out 50 different scenarios and you can't figure out how none of them going to end. And whatever, you know, for every mass catastrophe that you think about in your head, that is usually not the reality of what goes on. So, that said, get your fears and your risk taking in alignment individually and as a couple. What you should be aware of, the caution for next year, what to avoid. Making plans, that creative bent that some of you have. Ooh, you know, we could go to the Caribbean and then we can just go all around the world. Okay, keep the creative piece of it in check. What to avoid next year. And for some of you, it's resonating back. Y'all want to jump right back into some shit. Now and ordinarily, I'll tell you, this is not about babies, but this is how this is coming back. Baby rattles and goo-goo and shit. That kind of noise in my head. Some of you don't need to jump right off into making 2, 3 right now. There may be some other things that need to be dealt with. So before you get off into A, having kids, trying to expand the family, B, trying to start a business that you may be unsure of, making those kind of plans, things that you're not 100% sure of. That's what you need to avoid next year. Sometimes you just be too damn creative. Oh, we having a baby. Well, damn, you just got back together 2 days ago. What the hell are you doing? Ooh, we starting a business. You had $500 in the bank 2 weeks ago. How you doing that? Come on now. I'm keeping it real. Avoid getting too far left of field with the creative plan making. That's including creating kids, creating businesses. Think before you leap. In your relationship is where the risk should be taken. You versus your partner, what you're willing to do versus what your partner may want you to do. That's where the risk should come. But as a couple, making these big ass plans, trying to expand shit, don't move too fast. That's the message from that. Don't move too fast on anything creative. You're talking about having baby. I don't have baby. Okay, slow down. Slow it down. And there's some communication there that needs to happen between the Taurus and Virgo to keep you from making those kinds of big decisions too soon. It's not to say you shouldn't make them at all, but you don't want to make them too soon. That's the catch to that. Other than that, Taurus and Virgo, it looks like a good reading. As long as everybody is keeping things up on the table and not getting too far out and too far left of center in their head with some bullshit and what will happen and who's talking about us and, you know, you younger than me or I'm younger than you or you fat and I'm skinny and my mama don't if y'all can let some of that shit go, and get away from people that are going to feed that nonsense into your relationship, you should be good. That is a part of this as well, what to avoid. That 3 up there. So for some of you, it may well be family members, you know, trying to help you make some plans on some bullshit you're not ready to do yet. You know, I've been there too. You know, parents, when y'all gonna have a baby? You know what? When you gonna add 20,000 to the bank account? And you may have to just come out that blunt with that shit, because people will be trying to make plans for you and you're not ready. And if you're not ready, there's no sense in doing anything you're not ready to do. That's what to avoid next year. Fake it till you make it. Get a new story. I didn't expect those 2 to come out, but there they are. Time for crayons. Listen to your heart. And pray. I dug it. The fake it till you make it. Sometimes the first part of the road in a relationship, a new one or a redo, and probably more a redo than anything, can be a little bumpy. Just because, you know, you're just getting back together. You may have had some of this third party shit going on first time round, that kind of shit. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. You know you want to be back in this relationship, but as you get back into it, you may realize things about how you're feeling about certain things, or maybe certain things that are triggering you to respond a certain way. Fake it till you make it. And you may need to open up to your partner and say, you did that. That kind of just took me back. You may need to have one of them conversations. But it is not a time to be overly emotional about anything. So just kind of keep your emotions, and that this is water, that's clearly about emotions. Try to keep your emotions in check as best you can as you get further and the relationship progresses further, whether it's a new one, a do-over, or one that's been going on for a while. As you get into the year next year, some of this anxiety and worrying about the past and shit will go away. So there's your thing there. Your advice, fake it till you make it. Get a new story. Once again, you're doing a do-over and you stuck on that bullshit from 100 years ago. Shut up. Get a new story. Start a new story. This is my boo thing. And this is what we doing. Do not dwell in the past. The past is not going to do anything but bring up a whole lot of heartache. You see that little heart down there? And a whole lot of broken heart shit. And that's not what you do. That's not the aim of this. I know it's not. So get a new story. New relationship, it should already be a new story. Don't be dwelling on what somebody else did to you last year, this year, the year before. I'm just saying, get a new story. Stick with the new story, because it will help you manifest the very things that you want in your life. Instead of doing this, up at night, say your prayers and go to bed. Be done. And if you don't trust the Creator enough, God, Jehovah, Yahweh, Muhammad, whoever, if you don't trust them enough to walk you through what you're doing, pick another religion. That's real talk. But pray. And when you're done praying, don't worry. There's no reason to be, If you pray, there's no reason to be here. If you want to stay in this energy, don't do this. It's simple. Just fuck it. Don't do it. Because you're going to worry about it and not trust the universe, God, or whoever it is that you believe in the head of lettuce and the gremlins. If you don't trust them, then go ahead and stick with this energy. I promise you, though, the end of next year, you're going to be mad as hell because all this good shit will be gone. Pray. Shit gets just too far left of center, damn it. You know what I'm going to tell you. Get on the internet, find you some of them coloring pages, get you some dollar store crayons. Those of you in America, y'all know what I'm talking about. And color. Okay, you may look right crazy, but trust me, you'll feel better. Before you go off on some tangent, now I'm talking to the bulls. Before you go off on some tangent and start sharpening up your horns, trying to run through somebody's china shop, go get you some damn crayons and color. It's good for you, and it'll keep your ass out of some bullshit. Anytime next year, and I'm going to just throw this out there for Taurus in general, you feel like you get ready to go left to center on somebody, go get you some crayons. And let people figure out the fuck you doing. But do this. It's good for you. That R, the rest and rejuvenation part. You got to do that. It may not be crayons. It might be, I don't know, a sailboat ride, a bike ride, a walk, whatever. But yeah, you get the gist here. Don't get stuck on stupid. Keep it moving. And when people trying to throw you in some shit, divert your attention, go get you some crayons. At the end of all of that, and this is coming back here, a lot of times we want to just get creative and shit and do shit because we feel like that's what we want to do. But in our heart, we know we pushing some shit. Other side of that, a lot of times we want to listen to mom and them because, you know, it's mom and them. You know, we know good and damn well they ain't right about nothing. Listen to what your heart's telling you. And not that bullshit I'm talking about. When you in the real quiet, listen to your heart and listen to what your heart's telling you. Your heart, your intuition, they're usually not going to lead you down the wrong path. Even if you come up with an outcome that's not what you want, you still need to follow your heart. Because there's nothing worse than not following your heart, taking from somebody who knows, and doing some other shit. And you look back and like, fuck, I could have got this result and followed my heart and been better off for it. Yeah, that. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Taurus and Virgo, I love you. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of this year and a beautiful start to the next year. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.